are your legion constantly get quiet in every war, even when you're doing everything right? Today I'm going to show you the top 10 mistakes that destroy your merits chain and how to fix each one fast. Let's break it down. The first mistake I see every day, especially in the big wars, is that is killing your impact before even the fight is starting. And the thing is, don't let your Manastone waste your fight. And I see this mistake over and over again, especially when it's about the fights, and even the officers suggest this thing, and I think it's complete mistake. And here is the thing, when you're in war, you have Manastones. I'm talking about the Manastones. Currently here the Manastones is not cleared, but the most suggestion in wars is just go and get the Manastone for healing. And I think this is an error, and I can actually explain why. Is when you're in fighting, right now these people are in fighting, you want to have something that is going to boost, your HP, your defense, your attack. The best choice, in my opinion, is getting HP Manastone, not the healing one. When you go offline, you can easily get this healing Manastone. But you're needing this advantage. You're needing this advantage on the battlefield. It's extremely important, this thing. And from first look is something about like if it's a Manastone level 4, like 7% HP. If it's Manastone level 5, is going to be 10% HP. But one city skin is giving like extra 5% more from these stats. If you get the second upgrade of the city skin, you're going to get like 7%, extra 7%. Why are you not getting this extra 10% for your legion when you're on the battlefield, so you can get the best traits? Later your soldiers is going to rest, and this is the right moment to go and get the Manastone for healing, not in the war. I see this mistake over and over again. I see officers pointing some healing stone at the middle of the war. No, we're needing HP stone, we're needing defense Manastone, we're needing some attack Manastone. And of course the biggest mistake is actually not even getting any Manastone. It happened to me sometimes to not actually getting even a Manastone. But yeah, believe me, getting something that is going to boost your survivability in war is way better from something that just going to help you heal and not going to give any benefits on the battlefield. And here is one thing that even the top alliances forget to use smartly, and I'm talking about Alliance territory is a game changer. Right now we're seeing this these people are fighting right here, and who do you think right now is having an advantage? The short answer is going to be these people here that is currently fighting under Alliance territory. They're getting 10% more defense, they're getting 10% more attack. This is with crucial importance. Now from this side, as you can see, is only here the Alliance territory. This one is still in the building process, so I don't think it's actually giving any kind of boost. But these people right here is getting 10% more defense and 10% more attack compared to the enemy. Now you can imagine for what kind of huge difference we're talking about with these extra boots. We're not talking about Manastone that is just going to boost one single stats when you get her. If you get Manastone HP or defense, it didn't actually matter. This Alliance territory is a huge game changer, and you can clearly see that in your Alliance technology. It's basically over here. Increase the defense of Alliance member legions doing PvP with Alliance territory by 10%, and here we have increased the attack of the Alliance legions in PvP battles under Alliance territory by 10%. So why you are not getting this extra advantage in the Alliance wars? This is going to always surprise me, and here's the thing, smart players actually don't follow the rest of the people, especially about fighting under Alliance territory. You're going to see here is the Alliance territory, and you see how these people here is just poking, but they're sitting under Alliance territory. They don't go that faster, and look, they move back, they try to get the advantage of the Alliance territory. Extremely important in the fights. So get your 10% more defense, get your 10% more attack, and basically perform better. You're going to see huge change in your reports. And I don't know how much I have to stress out over this. It's extremely important to fight under alliance territory. Just don't chase the enemy legions. Stay at your alliance territory and wait for the next flag is builded. Now, normally, yeah, when the new flag is builded, you have to defense it somehow. So this is maybe going to be a moment where you're not going to be under alliance territory. But in general, try to get the advantage of the alliance territory. And don't forget to let me know in the comments which of those mistakes do you see happening the most in your alliance. And the next tip is more like for your personal development, and we're going to talk about the pets. Let's talk about the pets, because spreading your resources to thin will ruin your progress. Stop splitting your pet resources. And even I'm guilty over this, just because I split my resources over many pets. Currently, this is my pets right now, but I learn from my mistakes. I focus over a couple pets that I'm working on. Yeah, I have a lot of this coin, so I'm going to use it at one point. But yeah, splitting over many pets is just going to, you're going to hunt a pet that most likely you're not going to need. And yeah, like this, your warrants is going to waste. And this is not something we want to see. And here is my pets. I have my Brune Bear for my Goresh. I have Night Rogue for my Sindrian. Bertrand is going to be with Shadow Fire Drake. Lilia is going to be with Sapphire Fire Drake. Sapphire Fire Drake also for Wodir. Now for the Thunderlin, most likely I'm running Thunderlin with Moo. So most likely it's going to be better this pet right now. This one here. And I have one Sand Lizard that I'm going to start working at one point over this pet. Is going to be for Margaret Zeta. This is going to be my focus. I only going to accept like one extra pet, which is going to be the Night Rogue, in case I want to go for the Behemoth. Sindri Frygar is not a combo that I normally use, even though that my Sindrian is Awakened 6-star, and I have my Frygar Awakened also 5-star. But this is something for my fun for the Behemoth fights where I compete with the rest of the players. And I don't see absolutely no use if somebody's having so many pets here. I even don't have that many swords. I have like 5 swords. This one, most likely at one point I'm going to take it out. This one also. I don't know why I walk this one. Oh, because of this stone aura. But yeah, focus over like 5-6 pets. Pets is not easy to be builded, and by focusing over 5 pets, if you have 5 legions, if you have like 2 very strong legions, focus over 2 pets. It's extremely important. And like this, you're going to stop your overall spending, and focusing more resources over a couple pets is just going to get the best benefits. Now let's talk about the heroes, because balance isn't always better. Don't build too many heroes too soon. What I mean is, when you start, yeah, you're going to have like Lilia Velen, for example. You're going to have Nico with Kinara. You're going to have Hosk. Let's say you spend something on the game. So in situation when you're spending and you want to be mage main, most likely if you go with Wodir, Velen, Lilia, Thea, is going to be perfect fit for you. And this is a big chunk of your resources is going to go over these 4 heroes. Now imagine if you also want to level up Kinara and Nico. By level up, I don't mean to level up the heroes to level 60, but actually investing some resources in form of gold heads, in form of legendary medals, in form of pets. All these extra resources you're spending over legions, that you're going to make them average, and you're going to end up with 5 average legions. This is not something good to go for, because you're going to get average results. But if you focus over, let's say you don't have Lilia, you can focus over Wodir Velen. I'm giving just season 1 as an example, but yeah, in the next season is going to come, Bertrand Toher. We're also going to have Goresh Skogu. I think Goresh Skogu is something like a must investment in Call of Dragons, just because you're going to need always infantry on the battlefield. Infantry is not actually exactly winning the wars, but it's a biggest help to win the war, because you cannot win war just with infantry. You're going to need also your mages, you're going to need also the marksmen. But yeah, just spreading and making just to have 5 legions on the battlefield is not going to help you that much. Just start with 1 legion, make this legion extremely strong, focus over your next legion, focus over, definitely I think even till mid spenders, I think they should focus just on a single troop. So yeah, just be clever with your investment, get the best benefits from each troop that you're having. And if each of your mages are fighting behind extremely strong combo on point of heroes like Wodir, Velen, Awakened, you're going to get way better results if you go with, for example, Atios and Ewin. Just these heroes, yeah, they can be Awakened, but it's not actually the best way you can actually go. And don't forget to drop a comment if you're guilty of this. I have been guilty, so let's help each other. Now let's talk about the timing, because sometimes it's not actually what you're doing, it's about when you're doing that. And I'm talking about you're fighting at the wrong time. Now it may sound funny, but right now is the moment, for example, from this alliance to actually fight with the other alliance. You have on both sides some legions. It's looking pretty balanced right now, and there is something that you should fight for, and this is some towers here. Even though right now the bear one is not actually in great shape, but this is at minimum that you should actually accept to go and fight. If you're fighting with 5 legions against all of these players, most likely you're going to get bad traits. Even if you're under alliance territory, you're going to get bad traits, just because you're going to get targeted by way more enemy legions, and the advantage in numbers is definitely matter. So jump when your alliance is jumping. When your alliance, oh my god, when your alliance decide to go for fight, just go there, be there. You're going to get the best value from your legions. You're just going to have the upper hand over the enemy. From this, to jump from castle to castle. Now I tried this thing before, you know, back in the days. I tried to jump in the castle when, you know, the enemy outnumber us by a lot, just with my Syndrian Frygar. In even my Syndrian, the first 3 seconds when the battle starts, you know, it's hitting pretty hard. But when you get targeted by 20 legions or maybe even 7 legions and you have a single one, no matter what kind of boost the game can actually give to you, you're going to get just bad traits. Maybe you're going to get some positive traits, don't get me wrong, you may get positive traits, but in general you're going to waste so much time from jumping in castle and castle in castle to try to get some extra merits. And I think people should focus over spending good their time. Of course, if it's fun for you to do that, all power to you, but in general I don't think this is a great idea. You just need the power of your alliance to be on the field so you can get the best results. Now let's talk about the troop synergy, because, you know, putting different legions on the battlefield is also not the way. And I'm talking about mixed legions are harder to manage. And by mixed legions, sometimes you can actually go, you know, with, for me it's extremely hard to go with my mages, and in the same time I have to, you know, provide some infantry on the battlefield. It's extremely hard for me to, okay, not extremely hard, but it's hard to actually control your mages and in the same time control your infantry. Of course, you can throw the infantry on the enemy and forget about this infantry exists, but sometimes when you see your infantry is going to die before they even reach the target, you better just pull out, you know, you just get behind. And it's hard. Imagine if you go with also 1 cavalry. Imagine if you have like 3 mage legions, 1 cavalry, and 1 infantry. Extremely hard to be managed. Even if you go with mages and marksmen and we don't have long range warfare. Now, I'm not talking about the Margaret Zeta, obviously, since Margaret Zeta can actually work with anything. They can work with Celestials, they can work with Vestos. So this is not the point I'm doing. I'm doing is marksman is having medium range and your mages are very far. So in a situation like this, your marksman is going to die extremely fast because they have to go little more in front so they can catch the target and do some damage. Of course, you can sit behind with your mages and marksmen and just kill the infantry. This is also a good way to go. But in general, you need to have only mages or if you want to use some marksman heroes, I think Margaret Zeta is the way. And don't forget, if you're learning something new, hit that subscribe button. I post guides and life wars, breakdowns, basically all the Call of Dragons content possible in this game, so you just don't miss it out. You ever wonder why someone with similar power like you are destroying your legions? And here we're going to talk about true buff difference is a massive. Every time you can actually check your reports, you're going to see that. Maybe I'm going to open one report. Now, this is the report from a rally. It's not something that, you know, that is, but it's like legions. Inside, you're going to have just different type of troops. It's not going to be the same. So if you check the legion buff, you're going to see the impact. Here we see we have Goris Kogul, Awakened. All of these heroes are Awakened. All of these heroes are Awakened. Also, okay, we have difference in the artifacts, but the point here, and we have difference in the pets. Now this one is a 3-star infection, this one is a 2-star. But pets is extremely important. That's why I said before a couple minutes in my video that, yo, you should go for your pets, okay? But you can see here the swordsman attack and the enemy swordsman. Here is 178% more attack, 165. This gives over 10% more attack. Same for the defense, 189, 183. So here we have like over 5% more. How much is actually? It's like 6% more. Here the difference is actually like 8% in the magic defense, and the HP difference is like 2%. So here we see pretty close, pretty similar boosts over the troops, but you see the attack is like over 10%. To be precise, is something like 13%. 12-13% more attack is brutal. So one of the things can be just this. And why I'm saying that is because back in the days when I started Call of Dragons, I focused more over economy talentry. I was deciding to be the best gathering dude out there. I was always in the top 5 each season, the first 3 seasons. And when I go on the battlefield, I see the person on the other side is having tier 4. I have tier 4. He is having Lilia Velen. I have Lilia Velen. But when I open the stats of the troops, the things become way more different, and it become way more clear for me why I get bad trades against other people. And have you ever feel that you're for example, in the merit trade back in the days, you see somebody with tier 4, you try to do some merit trade, and in the same time he's getting 3-1 against you, and you were like, what? It's Garwood Iliana and I'm Garwood Iliana. What is happening? And basically it's because from these buffs, so you can clearly see if the enemy is having upper hand over you on point of the true buff. Of course, here is also pets involved. You can see the pets, how much damage is doing and all these things. But in general, the Legion buff is extremely important. And if you want direct feedback or just chill with other smart players, join my Discord. I'm active there, so you can ask me any question anytime or just post it there. And something else I want to talk about, and this is something that I see right now from this alliance right here, is playing too aggressively. Right now, they're basically destroying their tower on this point, and they're right now in the enemy territory. Now it's cool to play aggressively, but it's going to cost you a lot. This is extremely important, especially when you're facing against more strong alliance. You just jump so deep in their territory. You just have to know where to strike and when to fall back. And obviously, here we're seeing this typical mistake. You're losing 10% attack, you're losing 10% defense. The enemy by default already destroyed one of your towers. So if you was not able to defend this tower here that was get destroyed, and this is your alliance territory, why you're jumping under enemy alliance territory? It's just going to bring a lot of troops in hospital. People should be smart with their gameplay, and something that I suggest right now, this one can just jump with 5 cavalry and start taking out those legions that are on low HP, that is just going back for reinforcement. And yeah, I see this over and over again. So my suggestion is play smart. if like there is like 20 people on the battlefield, yeah, look at this thing. It's basically going to destroy this legion that is going back. He even stopped to fight with this guy that is under Alliance territory, and he's going to kill so many legions, you know, just because those people just jump and not at the right moment. Anyway, this is okay, here comes the cavalry and something else, but this legions here is going to get some good straights, just because the enemy is more weak on this side, and at one point they're going to start running. So if you have like 20 people on the battlefield, and you know that it's not going, you see that you're not having right now the Alliance power to actually push the enemy. You lose a tower that is basically close to your, it's actually the enemy tower. Oh my god, I sorry about that. But yeah, just going deeper is something that is not a good idea, especially when the enemy just push you. They take your, for example, tower, and they come back and you start chasing. This is not a good way to go. Yeah, it was the enemy territories, enemy tower, sorry about that. Now, if you think the tier 5 and tier 4 are close, here is the maths that prove otherwise. The power gap between the tier 5 and tier 4 and tier 5 is bigger than you actually are thinking. And here is the thing, I'm going to directly jump on my castle. I'm going to show you the difference. Now, this is a tier 4 ballista. Here we have 341 base attack. Is extremely important. When long-range warfare come, they reduce the base attack of the marksmen. This is also extremely important to be known. And here, as a tier 4, you're going to get 406 extra damage. And here comes the tier 5, 452. So by default, you're getting something like 110 more base stats. But this is not all. The boosters you're going to receive is based on your base stats. So here we have 538. And it's not only we're getting 110 more base attack, but we're getting 132 more extra damage. So in total, it's not this only this 30%. Okay, it's not 30%. This 110. You're getting all the percentage that you're going to get as a boost for your troops is going to be something that is directly going to, for example, this swordsman attack is 190. This 190 is going to apply over your base stats. So the more base stats you have, the more base attack you're having, you're going to get more as extra in percentage. So I think this is something what people are missing, and they see, okay, the tier 5, the difference is just 110 more damage. So big deal, but everything else is also out. All the percentage boost, you're just going to receive less as a tier 4 from a tier 5 person. And if you want early access to my next hero guides or full stream history, you can become a member of my channel to unlock the content first before anybody else. And last but not least, this is the silent killer in every battle report. And I'm talking about awakened heroes and maxed artifacts is equal danger. It's just so hard to fight against this type of legions. I'm going to give you an example with my Syndrian. On 6-star, this applying for all the legions, you're going to get on 5-star, you're going to get 5% attack resistance. On 6-star, you're going to get 5% defense penetration. I think even Syndrian have this, yeah. Look at this, level 5, this spell, defense penetration 5%. Now imagine Syndrian with Frygar. Back in the days, people was not actually sure is the stars actually add up. For example, you have like 6-star Syndrian, you have like 6-star Frygar. Is this thing getting like 10% defense penetration, 10% attack resistance? And the short answer is yes. So yeah, this is one of the things that people ignore, especially in the reports, is just the heroes are awakened. Just the heroes not only awakened, but is 6-star. Another thing is artifacts. This is Shadow Blades level 5, what you're seeing right now on your screen. And you're going to see marksman unit attack 40%, legion attack 22. This is completely fine. You can achieve that with Shadow Blades level 1. But where is actually the difference here? I don't know if I can actually show it's level 5. First thing, from point of skills, you're going to do way more damage, but this is not the important. This extra stats here is also important. Damage taken minus 5%, damage do plus 5%. Very, very important. Now if I get some other hero, for example, Bertrand with the Mirage Orb, which is level 1, this artifact's level 1, you're going to see damage taken minus 1.5%, damage do plus 1.5%. So this is this is small buffs here and there that is going to, you know, make the Legion more and more stronger. These 6 stars with level 5 artifact, and it's not only the damage do and the damage taken reduction or increase, is also the how strong this thing is hitting. It's hitting like a truck. No joke, artifacts in Call of Dragons is hitting like a truck. I have seen Mirage Orb level 5 to hit for 180k damage. This is over half of the Legion kill it with a single artifact hit, and this one is even doing some splash damage. You got like 1k splash damage to two extra Legions. It's just crazy. It's just crazy how the artifacts are game changer, and how the 6 stars of the heroes is also a game changer. So this may also be one of the moments why you're actually losing against, from first look, looking the same type of Legions or same tier troop. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit one like, subscribe also if you want to check out more Call of Dragons content. Become a member if you want to check out the streams and get early access to the videos. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.